The real breakthrough came in 1921 when Dr. John Augustus Larson, a police officer and a physiology graduate, invented the modern polygraph instrument. There are several instruments used in a polygraph test, which include a pneumograph, which measures the respiratory rates, a sphygmograph, which measures the blood pressure and the heart rate, and a galvanograph, which measures the galvanic skin response due to the amount of sweat produced. Throughout history, humans have sought ways to detect deception, to distinguish between truth and lies, especially in the pursuit of justice. Welcome back to another episode of the Exhibit Chamber, and today we are going to discuss Psychological Profiling Part 2, that is, Polygraph Examination. The conceptual foundation of the polygraph, commonly referred to as the lie detector, can be traced as back to as the early 1900s. In 1906, Italian criminologist Cesare Lombroso developed the hydrosphygmograph, a device that monitored blood pressure under the hypothesis that deception induces physiological changes due to stress. A few years later, in 1915, American psychologist William Marston advanced the idea by developing a systolic blood pressure test. The real breakthrough came in 1921 when Dr. John Augustus Larson, a police officer and a physiology graduate, invented the modern polygraph instrument. Larson's device measured multiple physiological responses: pulse, blood pressure, and respiration, and recorded them simultaneously on a paper chart. This marked the beginning of a multiparametric deception detection. The principle of this instrument is based on the application that mental excitation and stimulation is related to alteration of some body functions because of sympathetic excitation. Based on this principle, polygraph, which indicates the functioning level of respiration, pulse, blood pressure, and galvanic skin response, has been used to know whether a suspect or accused is deceptive while facing interrogation during investigation. There are several instruments used in a polygraph test, which include a pneumograph, which measures the respiratory rates, a sphygmograph, which measures the blood pressure and the heart rate, and a galvanograph, which measures the galvanic skin response due to the amount of sweat produced. Moving on, next is the procedure of examination of the subject. The test comprises of pre-test interview, polygraph test, post-test screening, and re-examination when required. The pre-test interview is conducted to judge the emotional state of the person, as well as to explain the purpose and process of the polygraph examination. Next, the subject is asked some irrelevant questions, which has no bearing with any instance in any way. For example, is your name Arjun? And the subject answers to that by a yes or a no. Moving on to the relevant questions. These are the direct questions, bearing the details and the aspects of the crime that has been committed. For example, did you commit the crime? Or were you present at the time of the crime? Next are the controlled questions about the act of the wrongdoing. For example, did you ever think of committing a crime? And the subject answers to this with a yes or a no. Moving on to the post-test screening. In this, the specialist analyzes the response made by the subject to the questions. Today, the science of lie detection is evolving rapidly. Researchers are exploring advanced techniques such as the functional magnetic resonance imaging, or the fMRI, which aims to identify deception through patterns of brain activity rather than peripheral physiological responses. Additionally, the integration of artificial intelligence, voice stress analysis, eye tracking, and facial microexpression analysis is reshaping the landscape of forensic truth verification. These modalities promise higher accuracy in controlled environments, but are also subject to legal scrutiny, ethical concerns, and questions about standardization and accessibility. Despite its scientific sophistication, the polygraph has always been a subject of legal and ethical debate. In India, the Supreme Court declared that a polygraph cannot be conducted on an individual without his or her informed consent. The results obtained are directly not admissible in the court of law as evidence, but they may be used for investigative leads or for corroborative purposes. The core legal argument against polygraph evidence is that physiological responses can be influenced by factors unrelated to deception, such as anxiety, nervousness, or underlying health conditions, rendering the results inconclusive in many cases. In conclusion, the polygraph represents a fascinating intersection between psychology, physiology, and criminal justice. As forensic science advances, so too will our capacity to uncover deception, but always with a careful balance of scientific integrity, ethical responsibility, and legal caution. Thank you for watching this episode of The Exhibit Chamber, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe The Exhibit Chamber. Also follow The Exhibit Chamber on Instagram and LinkedIn. Stay curious and stay informed.